24kGoldn released one of the biggest hits of the entire COVID lockdown, and then was forgotten about forever. However, until this video, the deeper truth has never really been explained. Back in 2020, 24kGoldn's track Mood unexpectedly skyrocketed up to #1 in the world.
Why you always in the mood? Around acting brand new. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but try to play it cool.
But despite this viral TikTok hit changing his life overnight, in terms of mainstream audience though, Mood was the last they've heard of 24kGoldn, now 5 years ago. So what happened? Is he simply just another one-hit wonder? Well, even 24kGoldn acknowledges his own decline. But while there's no stopping his comments from flooding with jokes about how he fell off, his latest music is finally revealing the truth. And as we're about to see, the real reason behind his disappearance is actually respectable.
It's no fun when you're successful but alone, you know? Or the only people that are there for the wrong reasons.
With over 2 billion Spotify streams and currently certified 7 times platinum, artists around the globe work entire careers and never sniff close to the success of 24kGoldn's Mood, featuring Iann Dior. However, at the same time though, landing a smash record like Mood is actually a gift and a curse. As we'll learn in a sec, 24kGoldn has admitted the downsides that follow a #1 song, like of course the pressure to live up to expectations and not go down as a one-hit wonder. But yet, as it turns out, that is far from the only reason that 24kGoldn not only took such a long and costly break, but then even went as far as to recently burn all of the plaques for his multi-platinum record, Mood.
What's it feel like to throw the Mood plaques in the fire?
Why'd you do that?
And was it real plaques?
Yeah, those are the real plaques. But it wasn't until I'm actually there doing it like, yo, this is kind of crazy. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like,
the music industry can be a cutthroat business, and as it appears, 24kGoldn is yet another example. But along with this possible bar about his former collaborator Iann Dior betraying him, in his latest music video, 24kGoldn is seen here throwing his platinum plaques for Mood into the fiery flames. A very bold move. But in order to fully understand exactly what led to this decision, first we have to learn how we even got here. Although I keep talking about Mood, and that's what everybody remembers him for, it was actually a different song that initially blew him up. Following the release of 24kGoldn's first ever track titled Trapper's Anthem, which is still up on his channel today.
Hey, is this you? Is this you, Golden?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh shit.
Hey, you wanna hear some new shit? Plug me, let me get the aux.
Alright.
After graduating from high school in San Francisco, 24kGoldn would then enroll at USC in the fall of 2018, where he would attend on a business scholarship as well as join a fraternity there. However, it wasn't long before school became a thing of the past. I really didn't know that things were going to happen so fast when I came to USC, recalls Golden Von Jones to the Daily Trojan. While only a freshman in college at Southern California, Golden released his new single, Valentino. And from there, life was never the same. Combined with marking his first entry onto the Billboard Hot 100, Valentino is actually now double platinum, and led to 24kGoldn's first record deal in 2019, with Columbia Records. If you ever wonder how random songs blow up nowadays, the answer is almost always TikTok, which TikTok is in large part to thanks for the success of Valentino.
So I was going through TikTok, and they put the song Valentino on TikTok a couple months before.
Right.
And I was just refreshing it, and I was like, all right, 10,000 videos, a couple hours later, 11,000 videos, a couple hours later, 13, and it just kept going. And I hit this lady at the label, Rachel. I'm like, yo, like, this is just blowing up right now.
But although this was nothing compared to the virality still to come from his next single with Iann Dior, seeing as only a few years later he's practically vanished, 24kGoldn's rise on TikTok has also raised the question, is 24kGoldn proof that TikTok artists don't last the test of time? Well, prior to releasing one of the biggest songs to ever come from the app, having listed Kanye West as his inspiration growing up, then came 24kGoldn's debut EP, titled Dropped Out of College. Obviously, now dropped out of USC, 2019 was a huge year. However, it was 2020 though that launched him to heights that even he could have never imagined. One day while at Iann Dior's house in 2020, despite not even being in the mood to make music, just kicking it alongside producers KBZ and Omar Fetty, who is Addison Rae's boyfriend by the way. While chillin' playing Call of Duty with Iann, 24kGoldn randomly freestyled this catchy melody off the dome.
And without me even thinking about it, I just started singing, like while I'm playing Call of Duty, like, why you always in a mood? And Omar's like, stop everything right now. That shit is hot. Go record that. So we go and record it on like Iann's little home setup, and we kind of all just take a step back and think like, yo, did we just make a hit while playing Call of Duty?
And a hit it was indeed. Now, the two had actually worked together before in the past, most notably with 24kGoldn credited as a co-writer on Iann's previous track Gone Girl featuring Trippie Redd, which is also certified platinum, but that was nothing compared to Mood. Spending a total of 8 weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100, a first for each artist, released in July of 2020, Mood would go down as one of the biggest hits of the year for any genre. Just not right away. The label didn't believe in it, so there was no plan to do any videos, no priority playlisting, nothing like that, said 24kGoldn. So I took a couple $1,000 and just started linking up with influencers and running marketing campaigns myself and making that shit work. There's no doubt that the strategy of his was working, at least at first. However, looking back on it now, was attaching himself to that TikTok scene so much like he did the best idea for long-term success?
I'll take some responsibility because from the ages of 18 to maybe 20 and a half, I was posting some like cringy type shit on TikToks and this and that.
My special guest, 24kGoldn. Woo! Woo!
Just like Dixie D'Amelio, today 24kGoldn has basically disappeared. But back in 2020 though, during the pandemic, they were both all over the internet. The same month that Mood hit the charts for the first time, 24kGoldn was named an XXL freshman, besides other names making the 2020 list such as Jack Harlow, Rod Wave, Polo G, and Baby Keem. And according to XXL's own website here, 24kGoldn actually earned the most fan votes, which landed him the 10th and final spot on the list. But the year still wasn't finished. Combined with then a Mood remix featuring superstars Justin Bieber and J Balvin, as well as a Kid Laroi remix that never got released, clearly 24kGoldn had found a successful working formula, and his fanbase was growing by the day. So how did everything come crashing down just a year later? Well, first, you know who else found a working formula though? That would be today's sponsor, Raycon. Raycon's latest everyday earbuds come packed with multiple new and improved features that make them a must-have. And compared to other premium audio brands out there, Raycons are not only half the price, but with their incredible active noise isolation and a super comfortable in-ear fit, Raycons are perfect whether you are working out, just chillin' listening to music, which Raycon's bass makes them especially good for hip-hop, or for me, I also use them to work on videos. As you can see, I went with the simple clean black look, along with also this nice concrete protective case, but they come in a variety of various colors to match your style if you wish. The battery life is also very solid, and not to mention their convenient new quick charge feature, Raycons are honestly hard to beat. And just when it couldn't get any better, Raycon is offering viewers of my channel an extra 20% off. Go to buyraycon.com/11 to get 20% off the best-selling everyday earbuds. Brought to you by Raycon. Releasing a debut album is an immense amount of pressure for any artist, let alone at 20 years old. And 24kGoldn was no exception. Not to mention the millions of added eyes waiting to hear how he would follow up a smash hit like Mood. In March of 2021, Goldn tried to do exactly that. As a quote, homage to his past roots, at a total of 13 tracks came 24kGoldn's debut album.
El Dorado in Spanish means the golden one or the golden city. And my mom, she had a lot of fluent Spanish-speaking coworkers. She's fluent in Spanish, and they would always call me El Dorado, the golden one. So that became kind of a nickname for me. And referencing the Golden City, I'm from San Francisco. We got the Golden Gate Bridge, we got the Golden State Warriors.
Including features from multiple mainstream artists such as Future, Sway Lee, and DaBaby, plus a Lyrical Lemonade video with DaBaby. El Dorado would go on to sell 23,000 in first week sales. Honestly, not terrible for a debut album. However, according to 24kGoldn, his life though was terrible behind the scenes. I took this picture 6 days before my album released, shared Goldn opening up on his Instagram, probably the most down bad I'd ever been. Looking back at it now, it's kind of funny because even with all the chaos in my life, I still had things to be grateful for. My family, my health, the ability to make music. Even in your darkest days, there will always be a little light. You just gotta look for it. As we can see, 24kGoldn was struggling with all of his basically overnight success, clearly weighing on him off camera. But yet, it dates back further than just his album. The first time I ever went to therapy was 2020. He revealed in another post last year. I was 19, right after Mood first released, young, naive, anxious, and under more pressure than any other point in my life. To keep it a band, for a long time I was scared and embarrassed to tell anyone I went to therapy. As a man, a black man at that, I felt like any negative feelings I had weren't to be acknowledged, but instead pushed down and glossed over. The truth is, while he always seemed so happy and smiley on camera, ever since Mood first blew up, 24kGoldn has been experiencing the full Hollywood effect behind the scenes. As the saying goes, with more money comes more problems. However, despite his vulnerability in these posts, this still hasn't stopped his comments from getting flooded by users typing stuff like, "I haven't seen bro since 2021. Dude fell off harder than any other rapper." As well as the classic, "Just put the fries in the bag, bro." As of this video, El Dorado remains 24kGoldn's one and only album. And aside from a few singles he's put out very quietly, 24kGoldn went 3 years without making any noise. That's an extremely long time to wait, especially considering how fast today's music audience moves, killing all his momentum in the process.
It wasn't a matter of like, okay, I took a break and now I'm back. It was like, nah, I had to work through it and work to find myself.
But, having already been chewed up and spit back out by the industry, rather than continuing to just chase another TikTok hit, instead, 24kGoldn has done the exact opposite. Switch everything up and take a totally new artistic direction. Yet another pretty bold move. However, has it worked? I can say, without a doubt, these last 12 months have been eye-opening, reads another one of his posts to fans. This 18 to 25-year-old period of our lives can be pretty strange. We are thrust into adulthood still feeling like kids, and to keep it a stack, it's confusing AF. But now, at the ripe age of 23, I'm finally starting to grasp what it means to be a man, and what actually matters in life. Family, friends, community, and last, but definitely not least, great music. Depending on who you ask, 24kGoldn has never made great music. But in addition to sharing he's been learning important lessons behind closed doors, this post also debuted 24kGoldn's new rebranded image, choosing to ditch his braids and now go with a fro.
Braids. How you're letting it flow and bang. I know that's hard to keep it like that.
It's some maintenance. It takes some maintenance for sure. For sure.
Combined with also stating that his previous hit songs no longer represent who he is as a person now, then came this post announcing his return to music. There comes a point in every person's life where they can no longer sail aimlessly on the winds of their past, a time where they must take their future into their own hands and start making choices. With that being said, I present to you Good Intentions, my first step on this journey of making choices. As the lead single for 24kGoldn's first major release in over 3 years, in January of 2024, we heard Good Intentions, a track that he calls, quote, probably the most honest I've ever been on any record that I've put out. Every lyric, every bar, every syllable coming straight from my life into that microphone.
As you go through the business and you get more and more success, it's easy to fall into these traps. This song is truly about knowing that I started off with good intentions, knowing I f***ed it up a little bit in the past, but also knowing that I'm back on track now.
This just how it is, no more how it was. He begins with the opening lyrics. If I'm being honest, I've been through a rut. Victim of my selfishness, it's finally catching up. Continuing on in his most personal song, room is still a mess, been too depressed to clean it up. Plaques on every wall, but they from 2021. Take a picture, smoke a swisher, reminisce on how it was. I had good intentions till I started slipping up. Along with then, if you ask a lot of fans, these lyrics potentially referencing his relationship with Iann Dior, who many suspect beef. Lost a lot of friends, happened all at once. How you call me brother, then just leave me in the dust. Half of me wanna F you up, the other half is crushed.
So when you lose a friend, it's like them saying like, I see you as a human being, and I don't with you anymore.
Good Intentions is 24kGoldn's most vulnerable song to date, again telling fans the battles he's been fighting off camera. However, unfortunately, most people still don't care. I forgot about this dude's existence, the top comment reads. As his career goes on, regardless of internet hate, 24kGoldn is learning to get back to making music simply for fun, rather than commercial success.
Life ain't always sweet, man.
No way.
And you just gotta roll with the punches, and as long as you just keep going, you never know where life will take you.
It's nice to be putting stuff out now and have people understand like, oh wow, this kid is capable of so much more.
as we saw, to then officially put an end to his old era. Right here in the Good Intentions music video, 24kGoldn burns all of his previous platinum plaques, which again he claimed to be the real trophies, attempting to fully put the past behind him, despite first announcing the title all the way back in spring of 2022. 3 years after his debut album, then came the release of his short new 7-track EP titled Growing Pains. But instead of his previous 2 rap and hip-hop projects, this EP is under the genre of pop.
This project, Growing Pains. I feel like the name is very parallel with the experience of wow, I've come so far from this college kid not really knowing what the hell's going on in the world to this point now.
At only a short 19 minutes long, don't feel like you're alone if you had no idea this project even existed. When you went crazy 2019 to 2021 and then took a hiatus, but now you're back and people don't realize you dropped new music, reads this TikTok he posted. Bro, who are you? I'm being for real. Unfortunately, the mainstream audience has forgotten about 24kGoldn. Aside from simply being known as the guy who made that one-hit song 5 years ago, the truth is Mood catapulted 24kGoldn into fame faster than even he was prepared for. That song transformed my life, he recalls of Mood, but it was like hitting the fast-forward button because everything just happened so fast. Adding to the challenge too, the weeks he spent at #1 were the early months of the pandemic, meaning 24kGoldn's come-up was anything but traditional. Missing out on the chance to tour and do shows while sitting atop the charts, this forced him to skip a crucial step of an artist's breakout moment. However, with all of that being said, an almost diamond hit sets you up for decades, if not life, off the royalties alone. And still, at the young age of just 24 years old, although 24kGoldn's peak days in the spotlight appear to be behind him, as we've learned from the past power of TikTok, there is no saying never.
Life is a roller coaster, there's peaks and there's valleys. All that matters is if you could put your arms up and enjoy the ride at whatever part you're in.